Many thanks for joining us in this edition of Niger Delta Today. Welcome. Of course, there's a lot happening within the Niger Delta region. So much to talk about: the people, the culture, the politics, and the environment. Which is why we are back on Niger Delta Today to bring you up to speed with all of these issues. My name is Xavier Robert.
And of course, I am Jennifer Pius, and today we will address some environmental concerns in Bayelsa State, the issue of ocean surge in fishing settlement, and the imminent Lagdo Dam threat to Niger Delta State. We'll also discuss the APC party crisis in Bayelsa again, and the distribution of free U lesson tablets by the NDDC for primary and secondary schools, and as well as finding the panacea for Akwa Ibom prison's congestion. A lot to talk about. That's why you should stay with us, but that conversation will begin just after the break, so stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
In a world of overwhelming voices where everyone has different opinion on different issues, it is important that we bring the core issue to the fore. Join me, Nancy Banigo, on Softline as we lend our voices to inform and influence your thoughts and actions. This is not just mere talk, it is an invocative program that touches the core of our existence.
It is Groovy Mono, aka the Steve's Prince. Yo, what's up? It's Big Shags. I'm in London.
Hey guys, I'm Princess Jekoko. My name is Mutale Mwanza, the Queen of Zambian Media.
My name is Grand Prince Itech. Hi guys, my name is Baj Adebule. I'm an actor and a filmer.
Hello guys, I'm Falagade Banks.
My name is Kelechi Amadiobi, photographer, storyteller.
My name is Lanradi Dura, I'm an actor.
My name is Chidi Mokime.
Hi, my name is Uche Uba.
It's Tobe Season.
I'm Miss Stems.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mamas and papas, I am Jimmy. You can call me the entertainer.
My name is Essie Odometa. I am an actor and a film producer.
My name is Sovi Kuvala.
Hi. My name is Julius the Genius. I would give a shout out to ADBN.
Big shout out to ADBN TV.
You're watching ADBN.
And you are watching.
Keep watching ADBN TV.
And this is ADBN TV.
And this is a shout out to ADBN TV. Keep watching, don't switch the dial.
Shout out to ADBN. Keep watching, love.
And you are watching ADBN TV.
Shout out to ADBN TV. I've got one thing for you. Make sure you keep watching ADBN TV.
And shout out
to ADBN TV.
Shout out to ADBN TV. Don't touch that dial.
And you're watching.
Welcome back. It is still Niger Delta today. Well, let's begin with, the conversation from the Uyo Correctional Center, which was originally built to accommodate 600 inmates and has exceeded to over 1,500 inmates, while the Ikorekpene Center, designed to accommodate 800 inmates, is currently accommodating twice its capacity. This has raised concerns over the congested nature of the centers. In a swift response to that, the Akwa Ibom State Governor, Pastor Moino, has urged the judiciary to expedite trials, which would ensure the decongestion of prisons. Governor Moino, who stated this during the opening of the legal year at the Akwa Ibom Church, noted that this action would promote justice and uphold human dignity. Pastor Moino, in his address, commended the collaboration between the three arms of government in the state, which he said has promoted governance and maintained stability in the state. He also announced plans to introduce vocational training and rehabilitation program, empowering inmates to become productive members of the society after their release. The governor further announced plans to strengthen the state's judiciary, reiterating his commitment to justice, fairness, and protecting the rights of citizens. Let's take a listen.
In a few days, the Honourable Minister for Interior will be back here for a groundbreaking ceremony of the new correctional center that will put in place to help our people that while they are in detention or they are away in incarceration will learn a trade and go to school and will become part of molding them for the society. I know a lot more efforts will be put into this area, so those who may have disturbed public peace are swiftly tried, convicted, if need be, and incarcerated, while those who may be innocent are set free.
Honorable Chief Justice of Akwa Ibom State, Ekaite Obud, commended the governor for prioritizing the welfare of the judiciary and ensuring free and impartial justice for all citizens.
Also, judges outside the country for courses. These things have been, in my age, we've never seen it. And now we are measuring up to states like Lagos State, Rivers State, and even Bayelsa. I want to thank him for taking up that challenge because I know it's not easy. Judiciary is just a minute part of the society. He has the larger part to take care of. And so he is able to manage to cut up. We all are appreciative of that. And the judges, thank you for that.
The issue of congestion of correctional facilities, well, it hasn't been a discourse which started today. It's been on for a period of time. And questions as to what should be done to decongest has been up and running. Well, the governor recently just made mention of that and asked the judiciary to move in and ensure speedy conclusion of cases just to help in decongesting the prisons. And not just that, he also made mention, remember the last time we spoke about this, we spoke about the issue of reintegration. How are these people trained while in the facility? And he also spoke about introducing vocational training as well as some technical activities within the facility so that once they're reintegrated, they can have meaningful activities or they can be productive in the society.
Jenny, I remember when we had this conversation the last time and we tried to make sense of how important it is that these facilities be decongested as much as possible in tandem with, I mean, you can't even begin to consider the living standards of these persons.
Exactly.
We sampled what's obtainable outside the shores of Nigeria, and the fact that it's almost as if you were at home, you know, maybe you're just having fun in your house, and but then
this one you're just
enclosed to an when you're being stuck in an enclosed space like that, productivity is zero. Health issues are bound to imagine an outbreak of a disease or something. It could be really lethal and fatal. So I feel the governor's position on this is quite commendable, and we're really hoping that this is backed up with actions, because usually what's the experience is that after conversations would abound. We have all the lofty words being said about what government wants to do, but then when it boils down to implementation, that is usually where the problem is. But then let's move on to other pertinent issues still in Akwa Ibom State, where quality service in the public sector has been put forward by the state governor, Pastor Omoino, as a priority as he swore in permanent secretaries in the state's public service. Pastor Omoino, during the swearing-in ceremony at the government house, Uyo urged them to generate ideas and employ all necessary measures to achieve this goal.
You are coming into your new position at a time of a very high expectation. We don't have the benefit of time on our side. Every available moment must be used to work for the betterment of our people, because that's why they sent us here, and that's what they sent us here to do for them. You will be the administrative heads of the ministries and MDAs you will be assigned to. You are to work collaboratively with the honorable commissioners that will be in charge or that are in charge of the ministry you may be assigned, and deliver on our mandate as outlined in the Arise agenda. We are a government of results and not of excuses. Excuses and weak links will not be tolerated.
Interactions. The newly sworn-in permanent secretaries expressed gratitude to the governor for giving them the opportunity to serve and pledged to give the best to the service of the state.
Governor had just said he has charged us. With what he has charged us, we'll go
with that instructions and with that directives that will make the civil service to be better than what we met.
And as permanent secretary, I may not speak for every one of us who pledge to ensure that the Arise agenda in the state is implemented to the letter. And also all government policies and programs, the permanent secretary and administrative head will ensure we get everything done.
Well, a lot of conversation in the coming days will be centered on how effective these new roles that have been assumed by these perm sects that have been inaugurated by the governor would be, and to what extent they are going to be willing to abide by their promises. I mean, it's usually an exciting thing to assume a new role, and
very exciting.
But then,
responsibility, like the governor said, quality service. And we've had issues in the public sector where there's always the issue of bureaucratic ways of doing things and bottlenecks here and there. And we're just looking forward to a time where in the public service, people won't have to be bringing up such conversations. Times have moved above all of that. We've moved ahead of such situations, such discourse. People are looking forward to speedy implementation, speedy approvals and implementation, because it's not just about getting it approved, it is implementing it. So if we're talking of quality service in the public sector, take off the bottlenecks and those in-betweens we always have to deal with.
Yes, the governor also mentioned of how it is important for these perm sects to work collaboratively with their respective commissioners designate, who are supposed to, of course, work together to ensure that whatever lofty ideas their ministries, respective ministries have, they are able to accomplish those,
carry out those things in those ministries and departments. Well, we look forward to some development in the public sector, and while we are looking forward to that, let's also look at the education sector, which is gradually stepping away from mundane Stone Age learning techniques. Schools, parents, and caregivers are beginning to buy into infusing technology into learning. Well, in other climes, this has been ongoing for years. Nigeria only woke to the reality following the COVID-19 lockdown. Schools were shut, and it became imperative to introduce e-learning measures. In the Niger Delta region, the Niger Delta Development Commission NDDC is making efforts to ensure that the region makes more efforts in boosting global best practices in incorporating e-learning. Just yesterday, the NDDC flagged off the distribution of free U-Lessons tablets to schools in Bayelsa State. The NDDC flagged off the distribution of 45,000 U-Lesson educational tablets and software initiatives, starting with primary and secondary schools in Bayelsa State. The Managing Director of the NDDC, Dr. Samuel Obuku, was represented by NDDC Director, Education, Health and Social Services, Dr. George Uzowanne, said the distribution of these education tools is in a bid to promoting literacy, numeracy, and lifelong learning, ensuring that Niger Delta youth can compete on an equal footing with their peers globally. According to him, these tablets presents NDDC's commitment to creating a conducive learning environment that fosters academic excellence, creativity, and innovation. It took place yesterday at the DSP Alamesea Banquet Hall in Yenogwa, Bayelsa State. Well, let's have the lights and sounds of the event.
We welcome all of you to Bayelsa State on the occasion of this U-Lesson educational tablet/software initiative. And we do believe, and we want to also use this avenue to thank the board and the management of NDDC collaborating with the U-Lesson group to bring this people-oriented program to Bayelsa State. We believe that this program will add value and enhance the academic performance of our dear students. As for the students, we urge you to take maximum advantage of this program to make exploits by making this software, your study partner.
This program represents the largest investment in education technology by any agency, any national government, any subnational government in sub-Saharan Africa ever. Let me say that again. This has never been done before. So as we're enjoying these dramatizations, and these are very great dramatizations, I will have to ask my brother George whether I can license this to use for an ad for you lesson. We have studied Africa very carefully, and we know that this has not been done anywhere. This sort of large-scale intervention in education has not been done in South Africa, it's not been done in Kenya, it's not been done in anywhere in sub-Saharan Africa. And it's taken a lot of vision and a lot of effort to get us to this place.
And here today, NDDC has started it, and I thank God it will go around to all the schools, all the students in Bayelsa State, so that this program will be...
Well, there you have it, the NDDC intervening in Bayelsa schools, providing those tech materials for students in the school. But Jenny, what stands out for me is how important the NDDC has seen this move to be, especially for students in Nigeria. For a very long time, the conversation has been around how we can help the students in this climb compete more favorably with their counterparts in other parts of the world.
You know, we're really exposed. Our crude techniques were really exposed during the COVID-19 era when we started the online schools. And
people were having
lessons.
issues with catching up.
We kept having issues catching up. But you know, with this practice now, this will help not just the students, the teachers as well. Because other climes we've moved ahead from. In fact, you go to classrooms and you find these tablets in the classrooms. Students just get to use them. It becomes a part of them. But here we are now learning to use these things. Remember those days when you're taught computer, you're they draw a computer for you and show you. But I think with how things are transforming now, it is really commendable, and more efforts should be made. Individuals should key into all of this. Step into schools. The education sector needs a lot of intervention. There has to be a lot of work put in, especially with innovation springing here and there. A lot has to be done.
Yes, and another very salient and key issue is the fact that it must be maintained. Sustenance is another very serious aspect of whatever we do in our education system. I mean, it's a good development that this is happening at this time. But to what extent is it going to be sustained is the question that is left to be answered. We would now turn our sights to Bayelsa State. Also, this time in politics, the crisis brewing in Bayelsa State chapter of the All Progressives Congress APC, with the recent suspension of the Minister of State, Petroleum, Henneken Lapoberi, and others have taken a new twist as suspected thugs allegedly attacked the party secretariat, wounding some journalists, allegedly, in the process. So ADBN's Chinono Temple was in the party secretariat where the state chairman, Dennis Ochocho, was ready to brief the press on the position of the state executive on the suspension when the ugly incident was said to have happened. Cameras were seized, according to the report. The chairman of the NUJ Bayelsa State, Samuel Nomonengi, has condemned the attack, and journalists calling on the Commissioner of Police, the SS, to carry out thorough investigation and bring perpetrators to book. Let's let you have a footage of how it all transpired.
Executive of the All Progressive Congress Bayelsa State chapter convened an extended meeting of the party involving members of the state executive, sitting state assembly members from the party, and local government chairman of the party. The sole agenda was to deliberate on the festering crisis arising from the suspension of critical stakeholders of the party in southern Niger, Ekeremo, Sagbama, and Yenagua local government areas. Notable among them, among those suspended by the various LJ chapters, was the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources Oil, Senator Henneken Lukobri, amongst others. After a plea from the minority caucus of the Bayelsa State House of Assembly, who are the only elected members of the party from the state, and after extensive deliberation, the extended State Executive Committee of our great party have resolved to keep the ratification of the suspension carried out by the various LJ chapters on Uru. This will enable the party at the state level and the elected assembly members to make further consultations with critical stakeholders of the party as advised, as rightly advised by the APC caucus.
Well, there you have it, the state chairman of the APC in Bayelsa State. Well, joining us virtually to make sense of these issues is the APC State Legal Advisor for Bayelsa State, the person of Barrister Efiesemo Kumo Bipelade. He joins us virtually. Hello, Barrister. You're welcome on Niger Delta Today.
Good afternoon, Barrister.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the program.
Well, Barrister, it's really interesting what's happening in Bayelsa State at this time. But then, first off, let's get an understanding, a background, if you may, as regards what's really playing out in the APC in Bayelsa State. To what extent can you bring us up to speed with what is really going on in Bayelsa APC?
Okay, thank you very much. Bayelsa APC, Southern Niger local government area, and the Keremon local government area chapters of the All Progressive Congress consider the conduct of certain very senior members of the party who have played serial acts of anti-party against the party. They received complaints from their local government chapters that the Honorable Minister for State Petroleum, Henneken Lukobri,
Hello, Barrister.
Oh, Barrister, can you hear me? Well, Jennifer, I think there's a connection issue. Then it would really be salient that we are able to establish that connection with him, because I mean,
worked with the PDP, and he was compensated with a commission, which was not done. In the same vein, they allege that David Lyon, who was the governor-elect in 2019 of the party, that unfortunately was not sworn in, that also did the same thing in Southern Niger, and the current commissioner for land and survey, Barrister Perez Geware, was nominated by David Lyon, who was his personal assistant, his PA. Based on this activity, the members of the world, members of the local government felt that they should be disciplined to instill sanity and discipline in the party, so that ahead of 2027 election, people that will try to indulge in anti-party will be careful or wary. So it was on that note they suspended their first person, including some of their supporters. However, yesterday, the 14th day of October 2024, the caucus of the State House of Assembly of the party had an expanded meeting with the State Executive Committee and other stakeholders, wherein they resolved that there is need for dialogue, there is need for inclusiveness. Let them give opportunity to those persons for the party to come together, and that the suspension should be stayed
to
enable them carry out further
negotiations.
All right, Barrister.
Reconciliation. I think that is where it stands at now.
Okay, but I'd like you to help us understand what played out yesterday at the APC Secretariat. We understand media reports are having it that there were issues of violence at the Secretariat. What really played out there?
Yes. Yesterday, before the meeting started, the Honorable Commissioner for Power, who was nominated by Senator Enikin Lobobri, mobilized legions of thugs to the Bayelsa State Secretariat. They beat up the security staff, broke into the place, off the generator, brought out fuel, and they wanted to burn down the Secretariat complex. They were personally led by the Commissioner for Power. It was visible and was an active player in the whole episode.
Barrister, I'm sure you would understand as a barrister that these statements you're making should be backed up with evidence. You've stated clearly that this was carried out by the Minister of State.
But to what extent can you...
I didn't say so. I didn't say so. Sorry, you're getting me wrongly.
Okay.
I said the commissioner that was nominated by the Minister for State, Petroleum. I didn't say it was the Minister for State that carried out the act of arson, attempted arson.
Okay, and understanding that you are a barrister, and so you understand the terms of you understand the implications of what you're saying. So which means you should have backed up evidence concerning your statement.
So what is it?
To what extent can you prove these allegations, Barrister?
No, the Commissioner for Power personally came. So what evidence do you need? He was visible. We saw him. We are not alleging that he came. We saw him. He came with them. So what extra evidence do you need? There was a press conference yesterday where the chairman personally called on the Commissioner of Police, Director of State Security Services, and other security agencies to call these persons to book and prosecute them. I didn't say that it was the Honorable Minister for State Petroleum, Enikin Lubobere, that led them. I didn't say so. He was not there. I'm talking, it was the Commissioner.
Okay. Well, let's also...
For Power that led them yesterday. He has not refuted it. The press conference was made yesterday. He has not refuted it today. And he has no basis for refuting it. Because he came with talks. And most of the talks are even known by members of our political party. They repelled them, the security intervened. Security men are there to attest to that fact. It's not something that happened in the night. It was in broad daylight.
Well, we're going to try to establish a connection with the other person that is also involved in this. But then let us look at what is really playing out now, right now. To what extent do you think that these issues within the APC and Bayelsa State can be resolved? What are those steps that you feel must be taken to ensure that there's some level of calm and normalcy restored in the APC in the state?
Yeah, I think, firstly, the right thing to be done is that everybody must bury the ashes. We must have the spirit of forgiveness, because we must realize that we are in opposition in Bayelsa State. And the more we factionalize ourselves, the more we'll be playing into the hands of PDP. Whatever promises that may have been made to some persons, PDP cannot leave their seat for APC. That is very certain. So the APC must come together. Those that have hurt each other, we must discuss frankly as a family and ensure that we work together. All the players are all very senior and important members of the party. They all have one role or the other to play. The 2023 elections have come and gone. So we should focus on the future. We should no longer, people have been saying Silva did this, Silva that is not the issue. We are past that stage. It's how we should focus and concentrate on the future. The APC, any person that means well to the APC, that is what we should concentrate about. They are also saying that there is no ESCO, there is no legal ESCO, and the rest. All those issues go to no issue. The ESCO, the tenure of the present ESCO will be ending by next year. We have barely less than 1 year to be in office. So who are the persons that have been piloting the affairs of the ESCO for over 3 years in the past? Who are the persons that have been liaising with the national ESCO till now? There is no parallel ESCO in APC. It's only one ESCO that has existed in APC to today. even the issue of court judgment they're raising, it was just Ward 9 in Yeneva local government area, which is Fangbe Ward, and Ikeremo LGA, people that we agreed that went to court. So there was even no basis of saying that they have nullified, they have set aside. Even the substantive action has not even started till today. It was an interim injunction that was granted at that time, which is a for now. And there was even no basis for that because nobody contested. Sorry, you intercepted me. That's why I stopped.
Okay. I was going to quickly ask you now. You've rightly mentioned that the APC in the state has to be at a united front for it to be able to give a very formidable challenge to the administration in Bayelsa State come the next election. But then, to what extent do you think that the APC in the state is strong enough or resolute enough to be able to pose a formidable opposition to the PDP?
Well, especially putting together the current issue at hand, which has been the suspension. And some quarters are of the opinion that it was an unfair judgment. And considering that there is still a side which feels not properly treated or not handled with caution, don't you think this in any way will still affect the plot or the plan to forge ahead and bring about a unified APC in the Bayelsa State?
No, the issue is we need the sincerity to come to the fore at this level. What the two local government LGAs demonstrated was out of pain. They felt that they have, in 2015, the PDP, the APC, but the results, after the results, we should have given victory to the APC were cancelled. In 2019, under David Lyon, APC won again. But the Supreme Court, a narrow victory, Supreme Court also nullified the victory again. In this year, election again, but the clear computations, the APC was leading, but the court did not reckon into those figures. The court rather, it was a premium objection they used to dismiss the action of the Supreme Court. So they didn't go to the merit of the matter. But by the result, polling unit result, it was APC that was leading. Meaning APC has capacity to win election any day, any time, anywhere. However, these internal wranglings within the party pose a serious threat to the unity and survival of the party ahead of victory in 2027. So what is necessary at this point? That is why the purpose of the party, the State House of Assembly came together that at this point, people may be agreed. Let us not look at who is right or who is wrong. Let's use this as an opportunity for us to come together. I think it's after exploring that we will know the next line of action. Where they invite those persons, I think there will be a stakeholders meeting where they will discuss frankly as brothers, blame each other, and we agree to forge ahead. At that point, if anybody, because in every trial they say there is a Judah, if we are thinking of the interest of the party, and if people bring their personal interest above the party's interest, I think the party will be justified at that point to take appropriate steps or disciplinary steps against such persons. But meanwhile, until that meeting holds, it will be premature for one to now prejudge what.
Barrister.
Be the outcome of that meeting.
Okay. Well, a last question I would like to pose to you would have to do with to what extent would you think that the APC would be able to ensure that it selects its party leaders in light of the disagreements? There are inherent disagreements in the polity as regards who is really the leader in the APC in Bayelsa State. How can this be resolved?
Okay. Well, thank you very much. That issue is a non-issue. People are just trying to overflog that issue. The leadership of the party for now is not in contention. We are thinking of how to win election, and every player is very, very necessary. Senator Enikin Lobobri is a very senior, respected, and influential member of the APC. However, our constitution sets out or states who should be the leader of a party. Our constitution is to the effect that if there is a sitting governor, the governor will be the leader of the party. If there is no sitting governor, the former governor or deputy governor will be the leader of the party. Going by that, the only former governor we have in APC and former deputy governor are, the governor is senator, the governor is chief, former governor is Chief Timipre Silva. Then the deputy is Right Honorable Peremobo Ibrebi, His Excellency. By our constitution, Silva is the leader of the party. And this is not just starting now. In 2015, I think Silva nominated Senator Enikin Lobobri as honorable, as he nominated him as a minister wherein he was given the portfolio of agri ministry. Even as at that time, Silva was still the leader of the party. It's a constitutional issue.
All right.
That is not to say that Senator Enikin Lobobri is not important. That is not to say Senator Enikin Lobobri is not powerful. That is not to say that Senator Enikin Lobobri cannot contribute to the welfare of the party. If today, anybody that emerges as the flag bearer of the party, the issue of leadership of the party is of no moment again. It's how the party can work together to see that we achieve victory for the party. And that is what every true APC believer is working for. The issue
all right, Barrister,
of towing the line of either Silva or towing the line of is to factionalize party. And I think that will not be in the interest of the party.
All right.
That is my contribution.
Thank you so much for your time on the program. Thank you for your views with regards to the APC crisis in Bayelsa State. We do appreciate your time.
Yes, we were just speaking to the state legal advisor, APC Bayelsa State, the person of Barrister Fiese Mokomo B. Pelade, and he was addressing some of the issues, political wranglings in Bayelsa State APC. But right after the break, we are going to turn our sights on environmental concerns within the Niger Delta region. We'll talk about the Lagdo Dam and how it's affecting Niger Delta states. We'll also talk about the issue of flooding in the Niger Delta region. Do stay tuned right after this timeout.
In a world of overwhelming voices where everyone has different opinion on different issues, it is important that we bring the core issue to the fore. Join me, Nancy Banigo, on Softline as we lend our voices to inform and influence your thoughts and actions. This is not just mere talk, it is an invocative program that touches the core of our existence.
into the heartbeat of the world, where news meets real talk. From breakthroughs in diplomacy to humanitarian challenges and scientific milestones, Global Digest takes you beyond the headlines and straight to the heart of the matter. I am Amma Marcus. Be a part of the world unfolding stories at 3 p.m. on ADBN, channel 258 on DSTV, and Star Times, channel 140. Global Digest, your window to the world's current affairs, only on Advocate Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back to Niger Delta Today. Let's look at some environmental concerns. The overflow of the Atlantic Ocean has forcefully evacuated the residents of Araromi and Rotimi fishing camps in Okwoma Kingdom in Brass local government area of Bayelsa, leaving the residents and fishermen stranded. The incident occasioned by the consistent downpour in the state, which has caused the rising level of water in the rivers and the creeks, as well as caused flooding in the farmlands. This situation has already destroyed buildings, farming tools, and forced residents to relocate from the settlement. Though no death has been reported, the people have made their call to the state and federal government to come to their aid. Despite the mineral resources abundant in the area, no meaningful amenities in the community has been noticed. Well, before we get on with the conversation, let's also look at some other environmental crises in the Niger Delta region. And I'm sure Xavier will bring us up to speed with those other environmental crises before we delve straight in on the environmental crisis within this particular region, especially with regards to the Lagdo Dam situation. And we know there are a number of states which has been captured with regards to that. Of course, it's been over 3 decades since the Lagdo Dam was built on the River Benue in Cameroon. And for a very long time, the conversation has been about the negative impacts the dam has had on communities in Nigeria, especially the Niger Delta. Currently, flood risk states are bracing for impacts of flooding that may be triggered by the release of water from the Lagdo Dam in Cameroon, with officials saying they have put in place measures to protect residents and minimize damage. The Nigeria Meteorological Services Agency had issued warnings regarding immense flooding in Adamawa, Taraba, Kogi, Nasarawa, Benue, Anambra, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, Cross River, and River State. The Director General of the agency, Umar Mohammed, had urged the affected states to step up vigilance and deploy adequate measures to reduce possible flood impact that may occur as a result of an increase in flow levels of major rivers. By some statistics, the release of water from the Lagdo Dam in 2022 caused massive floods in Nigeria, leaving 603 persons dead, 1.4 million displaced, 2,400 injured, 82,035 houses destroyed, and 332,327 hectares of farmlands submerged. It has also been reported that many states have been ravaged by flooding already this year. Many state governments have said that they are implementing measures to mitigate the impact of the impending floods. However, the cardinal issues have been and still remain how to well-inform residents in vulnerable areas to relocate upland, the establishment of disaster response teams, public sensitization campaigns, and monitoring water flow, as well as maintaining internally displaced persons camp for possible evacuees. We have joining us on Niger Delta today to x-ray some of the concerns of the Lagdo Dam threat and environmental management expert. I'm talking about Mr. Leo Asuko. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Asuko, you're welcome on Niger Delta today.
Thank you very much.
It was good to have you.
Thank you.
Well, a couple of issues that we have presented. First was the issue of flood sacking a fishing area in Bayelsa State, and this has caused a lot of untold hardship to the people in that region. And the conversation for a very long time has always been, to what extent can something be done to checkmate these hazards that affect our environment? And it is not that solutions are not there. fortunately for Nigeria, we are blessed to be in this part of the world where you don't really get to talk about a lot of disasters. But then it's as if the little ones that we are having issues handling them. What would have happened if we were, maybe cursed, if I'm permitted to use that word, with more very serious issues to grapple with? So let's get an understanding as to how you appraise some of the issues that are inherent within the Niger Delta region as regards to hazards of this nature.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to start by saying that we're blessed, just like you said, that we're blessed that we don't have much of these natural disasters around. But the little one we have, we are supposed to manage it in a way that the environment will be sustained. But the issue is, when we advocate for government to actually do the part, we equally should advocate for people, the citizen, that should be able to do their own part. Now the dam, as this issue is a repeated issue year in, year out. But nothing is done outside the time that this issue will come. From January to maybe March, thereabout, nothing is done about it. But when it gets to the rainy season like this time, you discover that a lot of people will run around trying to see how they can help these communities.
Well, you've made mention of while we're reaching out to government, we should also speak to the citizens.
Yes.
What should the citizens do?
Okay, let's take, for instance, in your community, maybe in a community like that in Bayelsa State, which sometimes maybe the irrigation channels have been erected, and then it is the duty of the citizen to keep this infrastructure, removing the waste that are dumped in there, and then equally trying to see how they can maintain the little government have done. So the thing is two ways. One, the government. Two, the individual.
Now, Jenny, sorry for cutting you. Let's talk about the Lagdo Dam now. I don't see how this relates to the citizens, because this is situated in Cameroon, and it is said that when it is released, it has devastating effects on some communities here in Nigeria. To what extent would you blame that on the citizens? And what would you say are those roles of government to ensure that when events of this nature happen, it doesn't have devastating effects on the citizens? Because I know there are specific steps to take in ensuring that this doesn't affect the people.
Okay, the role of the government is actually, one is to see that the government have good relationship with the Cameroon, because we are in the same region in Africa. So the relationship they have will actually allow them to have more communication in respect to this disaster coming. And natural disaster most of the time is not something you say you know the effect, how it's going to happen. You can just predict, but you cannot assume the real effect and how it's going to happen. So one is communication, and the government should have good relationship so that the Cameroon government will be able to tell Nigerian government, come, the sea is rising. And then Nigerian government should be part of it, even when the dam is located in Cameroon. Nigeria should be part of it to monitor and then to be able to notify people in Niger Delta. Now, secondly, government should make infrastructure available. This infrastructure are actually going to be not when you have the issue at hand, but within the period of dry season. You have a lot of time to actually see how you can. There are a lot of things to be done, like making irrigation, sensitization of people so that they know at this point, and then even human development and sensitization, because those people, the house they are building, are actually, there are locations you need to step up the structure. But when you don't have fund, you don't have much money, you just build what you can build. And when it comes to a time like this, they are helpless. And when you give alerts that this disaster is going to come up, are you sure that these people have capacity? The fund that need to take them out of this place to a safe location? They may not. But you just give our information to the public and they should relocate. You don't know if this person has been able to feed. That is the rule of government. Provision of infrastructure.
Let's talk proactiveness now. Now, we understand that the Lagdo Dam has been around for almost 30 decades, if not more.
Yes, it is.
Now, if within the time frame this dam has been in existence, we haven't done much to ensure that the issues that come with it are addressed effectively. Is it now that it's going to be done? What kind of message must be sent out to ensure that people who are suffering the inimical issues that come as a result of this release are addressed?
Yes, that part is when the government, the Nigerian government itself, has not done well. Because if you talk about Niger Delta, you are talking about the hub, the money hub of this country. Now, when you are talking about Niger Delta, everything should be, you can't just come to Niger Delta, extract, and then you forget about the living condition of the communities around there. So, if government knows about it, this thing is not an issue that should be, remember, this dam has been there for a very long time. And now, when you talk about government not doing what they were supposed to do, they know very well, year in, year out, this issue will keep on coming. And because of that, infrastructure was supposed to be put in place. Put in place in the sense that this issue can be avoided. They can actually cope this issue with good advice from the people that are specialists in the environment.
Okay.
But the government is not doing this.
Okay, now let's step away a little from the Lagdo Dam. Let's look at issues of flooding. Now, we've realized that in this part of the country, we've always had rain. And there's always an impact it has for the people. And not just the fact that we also farm. And so we've had cases where farmlands have been swept away due to issues of flood. Now, I just want to understand now, are there activities that we are engaging in that is also contributing to issues of flooding within the region? Because now, if you look at some areas, they have irrigation, they have drainage systems, yes, but they still experience issues of flooding. Are there other things that we're not getting right?
Yeah, there are.
Please.
Now, when you talk about flooding, it's just that the Niger Delta is so close to the water. So when you talk about things that we need to do, you can stay in River State, maybe Port Harcourt, for instance, and then you are in the city. You are flaring gas because of production of oil. And then you think this thing you are doing because when flood comes, it will not affect Port Harcourt. But you don't know this thing is about global warming. What you do, the environment does not have a total or a sharp demarcation. But the environment is, what you do here can actually affect somebody in the other part of the environment. So when you say, is there anything we should do? There are activities, anthropogenic activities of man with the environment. The environment seems to be, the anthropogenic activities are the human activities we do in environment, day in, day out. The farming activities, those people may be able to farm, but they don't, there are areas they don't need to farm. People, erect building on a waterway. And then what do you expect? The natural waterway, you don't need to erect buildings. And then when you do that, you are actually stopping the water from flowing. And the natural, all these natural processes have a way of paying back, fighting back. And it will come in a way of this.
All right, Mr. Leo Arsukwa, we must really thank you for coming on Niger Delta today.
Thank you.
Affording us the opportunity to speak with you on these environmental issues. But then your points have been well noted. It shows that the people have a role to play in this. The government also have a role to play in ensuring that we have the kind of environment that favors humanity. Yes. Well, thank you very much for being on the program.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you also for having stayed with us on the program today. And we do hope that with the issues we've outlined, with the issues we've discussed about today, a lot will be done to better the Niger Delta region. I am Jennifer Pius. Thank you for your time, and of course, Xavier has been here.
Indeed. I'm Xavier Robert. Wishing you a terrific day. Do enjoy your day and the rest of our programs for today. Bye.
ADBN, Advocate Broadcasting Network.
It is Groovy Mono, aka the Steve Prince. Yo, what's up? It's Big Shags. I'm in London.
Hey guys, I'm Princess Jekoko. My name is Mutale Mwanza, the Queen of Zambian Media.
My name is Grand Prince Itech. Hi guys, my name is Baj Adebule. I'm an actor and a filmer.
Hello guys, I'm Falagade Banks.
My name is Kelechi Amadiobi, photographer, storyteller.
My name is Lanradi Dura, I'm an actor.
My name is Chidi Mokime.
Hi, my name is Uche Uba.
It's TV season.
I'm Miss Thames.
Hi ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, mamas and papas, I am Jimmy. You can call me the entertainer.
My name is Esio Dometa. I am an actor and a film producer.
My name is Sobi Kuvala.
Hi. My name is Julius the Genius. I would give a shout out to ADBN.
Big shout out to ADBN TV.
You're watching ADBN.
And you are watching.
Keep watching ADBN TV.
And this is ADBN TV.
And this is a shout out to ADBN TV. Keep watching, don't switch the dial. Shout out to ADBN. Keep watching, love.
And you are watching ADBN TV.
Shout out to ADBN TV.
I've got one thing for you. Make sure you keep watching ADBN TV.
And shout out to ADBN TV.
Shout out to ADBN TV. Don't touch the dial.
And you're watching